This is your week 8 kindergarten, 1st and 2nd grade lesson. This Monday is Indigenous Peoples Day. Indigenous people are people who have lived in a place since before anybody else came. So here in New Mexico, there are people from the Pueblos, Diné people or Navajo, Apache like my family, and lots of other different groups and families. This week is about celebrating the art, traditions, and knowledge that these cultures have to share. So while we are working on our art skills, we will be listening to part of a story from the Diné or Navajo tradition. First, we're going to work on some art skills. This week, we are going to be talking about pattern. Does anyone know what a pattern is? When you're talking about patterns in school, you often hear something like an A-B pattern. An A-B pattern would be something like square, circle, square, circle. That means every time there's a square, there's a circle after it. That is the pattern. In art, a pattern is any time you repeat the same shape more than once. Today, we are going to be doing a bunch of patterns filling our whole paper. We're also going to be drawing a few different types of lines. We're going to start drawing together, and then once we've drawn our picture and added all of our patterns, we're going to color. Today, I'm going to use some markers, but like usual, you can use any coloring or drawing materials that you have. If you don't have any colors, you can always use a pencil or a pen or some kind of writing material to make really neat designs and patterns on your picture. You can also use Seesaw to draw on your tablet. Today, we are going to start by drawing a tree. This part works great if you have a marker, but if you have a pen or a pencil, that works too. I'm going to draw a curved line, almost like a J with a little tail. And then I'm going to do another one that's like a backward J right next to it. That way it looks like the trunk is bigger at the bottom. Now at the top, we're going to do some curved lines going up. And then we're going to do a little bumpy line in a circle, kind of like with our alien, around it. Now that we have our tree, we are going to draw a few different lines. Down here by the bottom of my tree, I'm just going to do a straight line to the side. It doesn't have to be perfect. And then on the other side of my tree trunk, I'm going to do another line going across this way. That looks like the line, or wherever this ground stops is right behind the tree. Behind that, on top of that line, we're going to do some different kinds of lines. We are going to do some little curves, like a little bump, and then another little bump, and another little bump. And we're just going to keep doing little bumps all the way across. But are we going to go over the tree? No, when our line reaches the tree, we stop and then start on the other side. And then keep doing bumps until you run out of space. Now that we finished our bumps, we're going to do a curved line, almost like a soft zigzag. So we're going to go up, curve down, and then up, then curve down, and then up. Oh, and we're going to run into the tree, so stop at the tree. And then on the other side of the tree, curve down again. All right, so we have some hills, we have some mountains. Now I want to draw a cloud. So I'm going to draw a line right here. And then on one end of the line, I'm going to go bump, 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 bump. Bam, we have cloud. And then if you want, you can do another one that's smaller. Little line. And then bump, 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 bump. Another cloud. If you want, you can add the sun in the corner. This part's up to you. I'm going to do a little curved line and then some lines coming out. Now that we have our picture, we are ready to add some patterns. Now what I want you guys to do is inside of every shape that you drew, you are going to do some kind of pattern. If you want, you can do a pattern like me, or you can do something of your own. I think down here on my ground, I'm going to do some shape patterns. So my first one, I think, will be diamond, circle, diamond, circle, diamond, circle. And then on top of it, I think I'll do pointy line, curved line, pointy line, curved line. I'm going to keep adding patterns like this all over my picture. Remember, a pattern is any kind of shape that repeats in art, or it can also be an A-B pattern like our diamond circle. While we are coloring, we are going to be listening to a special story by the Diné or Navajo people. This is a story of how they learned about weaving.
Hi, this is Miss Torres, and I'm going to read you a Navajo tale called Spider Woman Teaches the Navajo. One day long ago, a young girl walked to Spider Rock. Many people told a legend that Spider Woman lived nearby. Suddenly, the girl heard a soft voice calling. She looked all around, but she did not see anyone. Then the soft voice called again. It seemed to be coming from inside the earth. When the girl looked down, she saw the ground had split open. There was a tiny crack in the earth. She was curious, so she peeked into the crack. Below the crack, the girl saw a small room. There were rugs hanging on the walls. The rugs were woven with wonderful bright colors and had beautiful designs. "What beautiful rugs!" exclaimed the girl as she looked down into the room. Spider-Woman looked up at the girl. "Come in, child," she said. Suddenly the girl found herself in Spider-Woman's room. "Can I learn to weave rugs like these?" asked the girl. "Will you teach me how to create them?" "I will teach you to create rugs if you agree to just one thing," said Spider-Woman. "You must go out into the world and teach Navajo women how to weave." "I will," agreed the girl. So Spider-Woman began the first lesson right away. The girl listened closely. First, the girl learned that the materials for the rugs were natural resources. "These colors come from the earth," explained Spider-Woman. "White comes from shells, and blue comes from turquoise, and many more colors can be made from plants." Spider-Woman taught the girl how to make each beautiful color. Next, the girl learned about the loom, which is a weaving machine. "My husband, Spider-Man, made this loom for me," said Spider-Woman. "The bar across the top stands for the sky, and the bottom bar stands for the earth. My loom is made of the sun's rays, the lightning, and the rain." Spider-Woman taught the girl how to use the loom. Finally, the girl learned about the designs. "The designs come from the earth and the sky," explained Spider-Woman.
Fun story so far. We're really quick going to pause it and show you what happens next. Once you finish filling your whole paper with different types of pattern, now remember, did I scribble all of this? No, I used my brain to think about where I was going to put everything. Once you've filled that whole page with patterns, you can color. All right, let's finish the rest of this story while we color.
"When I weave, I think about the clouds. I remember the flash of lightning when it rains. I dream of sunbeams on sunny days, and I remember the beauty of the mountains standing against the sky. Spider-Woman continued, "Close your eyes and imagine the design in your mind. Let the weaving come from your heart." Spider-Woman taught the girl how to make the designs, and the girl promised to listen to her heart.
That was just part of the story, but if you want to hear the rest of it, you can click on the link that I provided below and listen on the YouTube channel of the teacher who was reading it. Here are your 2 objectives. The first objective we actually did together. That was to do at least 5 different types of line. So let's see. We did these 2 crazy curved J lines together. We did this one long straight line together. That's 2. We did these little bump, bump, bump lines together. That's 3. And we did this curvy line together. That's 4, which means you need to add at least one more kind. So you could do zigzags, you could do little repeated lines like up on the cloud, up to you, as long as you have 5. Number 2, your second objective is to fill your whole page with different patterns. You can see I have zigzags on my tree trunk. I have curved lines on my hills. I have a pattern of dark light on my mountains, as well as some other crazy lines. I have diamond circle here in my grass. And I've filled that whole page with pattern, and I colored it. Now, did I just scribble? No. Did I go crazy with my colors and just do them wherever? No, I was careful. So when you guys are doing this, make sure you are being careful and thinking about where you want your patterns to go. When you are doing this, I want you to fill the whole page with pattern. I know you can do it. If you have colors, I want you to color the whole thing. And if not, just make sure you have a lot of really cool patterns in there so you fill up that whole page and make it look interesting. Sus objetivos. Yo puedo dibujar 5 líneas diferentes. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5. Y número 2. Yo puedo dibujar patrones en toda mi página.